So we've missed all of that because there was no audio. I'm going to go ahead and start over with everything that I was just saying. Um, anyway, sorry, give me a second. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and start again, straight from the beginning. That's embarrassing. Welcome to a special edition of the FPV Livestream, where we're actually releasing a brand new product. I have been working on this project for 2 or 3 months now, and I've been flying it exclusively for a long time. And I'm super excited about it. It's something that I am pumped about, and something that I have been flying, and something that I have been dying to share with you guys. So I'm so glad that we're finally at the point where I can talk about what's going on and share with you all of what I have. Canoodle is here, and he says, "Nice shirt." That's pretty funny. Hey Tony, how's it going? I was just watching DRL. That came from the bar where we were watching it because we don't have Wi-Fi, or we don't have cable. Sorry. So what I was saying when the mic was muted was that unfortunately the Atmospheric Adventures team has not yet posted the page on their website. It was supposed to be ready by now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create like a Google form for pre-orders for people that are very interested in getting an email notification when that goes live. And so you can drop your email address, and I'll make sure that you get a notification when we go live. Let's see. So I'll just share. I'll just straight up show my screen. We might as well. Desktop. So Kratos pre-orders blah. Leave your email to get notified when the pre-orders go live. I'm so sorry that it's not done. I've been communicating with them all day for the last like 2 or 3 days, so I'm very surprised that it's not done, but we'll get it figured out. It's not a big deal. So let's see. Email address. I'm going to leave it required. I'm going to send, and I'm going to link it, copy. Okay. And I'm going to drop it in here. So it's in the chat there. I'm also going to go ahead and drop it in the description as the first thing. So I apologize that that's not done, but that's how it is. So go ahead and refresh this page, and you'll be able to drop your email address for the pre-order thing. Even if you don't know if you want it yet, you can put it in there and get notified when it does go live. Anyway, so let me go back. Sponsor. Okay. So anyway, so this frame, what we're going to be talking about today, I'll get one here. This is a pre-ready one. Is called the Atmospheric Adventures Kratos. It is a there. Get this in the frame. There we go. It is a 6-inch capable Stretch X slammed racing quad. The idea behind the frame was that I was essentially creating something that I personally wanted to fly. So when I was sitting down, I kind of came up with this idea on pen and paper and sent it over to Atmospheric Adventures, and they helped me put it into CAD and to kind of show exactly what it would take to build this machine. So the ideas behind it were racing, like speed, just flat out speed, durability, and something that I'm calling like a lowered perspective, which we'll kind of come back and talk about. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to switch over to this USB cam mode. And tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a video with the pre-order link and with a bunch of information about this frame and what it's all about. And it's going to have a huge, there's more information than you'll ever want to know about the frame in that video. It's like 17 minutes long, so you can check it out. The price point a couple people are asking is I think that this is probably going to be close to $90. They have not told me how much it's going to be exactly, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive because it is a unibody frame. There's a large piece of carbon back here that just unfortunately, the way that it is, costs a little bit of money to print. So it's not going to be the cheapest frame in the world. It's not going to be the most expensive, but I think it's well worth it, and hopefully over the course of this stream, I'll help prove why. Battery mounted on top or bottom. Both are an option. You can mount it on the top or the bottom. What ESC covers are these? You can put these ESC covers on either the top, or these covers come from FPV Direct. If you look for 3D printed ESC covers, something like that. $90 is a ripoff. Yeah, okay, fine. But I mean, that's just kind of competitive with the market and competitive with what's already available on Atmospheric Adventures. So it's a little bit expensive. So anyway, so it's a 6-inch Stretch X. It's definitely longer than it is wide. We had it originally a little bit wider, but we had to bring down the scale a little bit. It was just a bit too big. But so we brought it in a little bit, and that kind of brought the dimensions down from like 260 to like 235 or something like that. And so what you have here is a unibody frame, 6-inch, that has these two cow catchers here. One in the front protects the camera, and the other protects the VTX antenna, and it does everything. It protects the camera, it protects the VTX and video antenna, and it provides rigidity to each arm. So these plates, somebody asked, are removable. The bars are removable so that, one, if they get damaged, you can swap it out without having to swap the whole frame. That being said, I have yet to break one. And two, because if someone doesn't want them and wants to be kind of a weight weenie and wants to save every single gram, you can take them off and not use them. It's fine. But you have the option of putting them on or off. It's up to you. So if we look at the frame, this is what the frame looks like by itself, and then it will come with these two extra pieces, which will hook on. They're inset, so you can see that there's a bit of a cutout on either end so that you can lay it over the top of each piece. They're a little bit tricky to get in sometimes, but if you kind of work at it, you'll get them in. And then it will come with nuts and screws to be able to hook it on, and everything works just fine after that. So if that makes sense. Okay, so here's the reasoning behind this. So the first thing, so there were kind of 2 or 3 like technical reasons why I wanted to make this frame. I'm going to talk about them. So the first is I wanted to make the camera as low as humanly possible. Why did I want to do that? In racing, I'm going to switch over to this screen again. Okay, in racing, when you're racing, so again, this is a racing quad, and be okay with that. The racing quad is what you're doing when you're racing is you're not racing with yaw, right? So when you're racing, you're not yawing around turns, you're making aileron rolls around turns, right? You're using as much aileron as possible because that's maintaining your thrust vector, right? So So when you're doing a yaw turn, actually I'm going to go back underneath this quad. What happens is you can see how the camera is shifting around a ton, right? It's starting here and it's ending up over here. So your perspective is changing so much. But if you're doing a yaw turn, when you're coming around a corner, the perspective of your camera will remain more the same the lower the camera is. So what you want is the camera to be on the center of ailerons rather than on the center of mass. And what that does is it prevents you from changing your perspective while you're flying your race. So as you're turning around the camera essentially. Instead of being up like top where a pod quad would be, when you're doing an aileron roll, your perspective is changing, and that's making it harder for you to fly. So I put the camera down in here, and I push it as low as possible down into the center of the aileron turn to make sure that everything is as locked in as possible. So when I've flown this, it flies to me personally now way better than anything else I've ever flown because of that positioning of the camera. And so this is the lowest camera on the market. I've yet to find one where they have mounted the camera any lower than this. But if you look at this, you can actually see that the HS1177 here is actually sticking out the bottom of the frame by about 8 or 9 millimeters. Okay, and then I use a short 1.8 millimeter lens to bring the end of the aperture down as low as possible. So if you look at it from this perspective, you can see that the camera is actually well under the prop line. And so when you're flying with a 45-degree camera tilt, the prop is actually above you. So there's a lot of stuff in the way of, so there are props in the way of the camera, but actually that's good for me. It gives me a sense of perspective on the race course. But at the same time, it also comes with that added benefit of doing aileron turns around a fixed point. The Strike V2 is actually the closest one because the camera mounts from the top plate down, but it actually is a good 10 millimeters higher. Not that that 10 millimeters makes the world of difference. I'm just saying that this is lower, and this brings you further into line with the aileron, the surface of the ailerons. Okay, so the next thing that I did was I came up with a better way to mount video transmitters. I did not like the way that any quads were doing video transmitter mounting, and so I found a new way to do it. Let me see. And there's probably something else out there that's done it, but I have yet to see it, and I cannot find my screwdriver. Oops. Give me a second. Sorry. This is going to be a pretty dang short stream if I can't find that. Okay. Do you have a Shrike V2? I have two Shrike V2s. Okay. So the top plate is only affixed. Where's my actual screwdriver? Hold on. So the top plate is only affixed with these 4 screws. I don't like pods or shells or whatever because they are just impossible to maintain. This is 4 screws, and you take the entire top plate off, and nothing is mounted on the top plate. So, boom. We're open, we're inside the guts. So the camera is mounted on these 2 carbon fiber plates. I actually found a better way to mount HS1177s too. Let me see if I can get this to focus a little better. That's worse. That's worse. There you go. If you take a nylon nut and put it between a M2.5 screw and run that into the HS1177, it'll hold it much, much better than the things that comes in. I recommend a separate stream where he shows off all of his builds. How long is this stream? It usually ends up being about 3 hours. This one will probably be shorter, actually. I'll talk about how to enter later. So this is the camera mounting system. Then I just run my receiver, and I just kind of use a little bit of mounting tape to hold it on top of the flight controller. And then the antennas actually come out the back here. You can see they're zip tied into the same zip ties as the ESC protectors, and then they come off the back crossbar out of the prop line and above the battery. So I run my battery as undermounted. You can run your battery on top or on the bottom with this quad. But one is kind of angled up and one is angled a little bit down. And I've never had an RSSI issue with that way of mounting. But you're never going to crash and break these things because you're never going to hit like this. You're only going to hit on top or bottom for the most part. You know, you'll roll across things. So RC antenna mounted super well, and it's never going to be damaged. So we'll take that off. Then I'm just going to pop off this flight controller real quick. You have the VTX mounting. So this is a TVS Unify Pro. I want you to build me one identical to that and tuned by you. How much is that total frame and components? Go to my website and email me, and I'll tell you all about that. So this is the VTX mounting system. I don't know. Let's see if we can see this very well. This is a TBS Unify Pro. On the back here, you have, I'm going to unscrew my antenna real quick. On the back here, you have this little piece that goes between the top and the bottom plates, the 25mm distance that takes your pigtail mount. So the pigtail on the Unify, for example, has a little metal bracket on it that you can run a screw into. And the screw will hold it against that plate, and then you can take that plate and put it between the top and bottom of the frame, and that keeps everything locked in place, and it's never going to go anywhere. That way, if you do break your antenna or it gets hooked on a tree branch or something, it's going to rip the antenna is going to be the thing that breaks, not your VTX. That was a very key thing for me, and I didn't want it to break. So then the Unify is mounted on this vertical piece of carbon fiber that has 4mm things in the bottom, 2mm in the top, and perfect zip tie mounting to hold the video transmitter on there. Then you have access to the button, which stands up on the side, so you can reach in through the side here and push the buttons. It's the best video transmitter system that I've ever seen. I love it. It works well. I have yet to break one, and that was the key difference for this. Now, not everybody runs a TBS Unify Pro, and we've taken that into account. If I can find the other one. Where the heck is it? It was just here the other day. I was doing some pictures of it. How do you lose a quad? This is bad. Oh yeah, I disassembled that quad. It'll fit a FX790T, which I'll show you a little bit later in the stream. Pre-orders are in the description for now. Have you flown at freestyle much? Yes. Go to my channel. You'll see a ton of freestyle videos. Jay Anderson, you shouldn't have signed exclusivity with Atmospheric Adventures. People would love to buy your frame in Europe and other regions too. You should be able to buy Atmospheric in Europe. I'm pretty sure you should. But if you can't, then contact me and I'll make sure that we figure out a way to do that. Anyway, so and Atmospheric Adventures is very open. They're super chill guys, and we'll make it work no matter what. So if there's enough demand, we'll figure out a way for sure. So yeah, so everything mounts right in there. Drop the flight controller back in on top of that. Drop the receiver in on top of the flight controller. And then, my fingers are too fat for these cameras. Camera in there. And then top plate clicks in onto those little carbon fiber uprights that you see, and then you screw it in. So everything is super fast to maintain. Everything is really easy to get at. And it's all extremely durable, extremely accessible, and it's just the best. Like, I cannot tell you, like, so when I set out to do this, my goal was never to sell this. I never wanted to, every question I ask, this guy just scans over. What's your question? Sorry. I didn't see it. So this frame, I'm in love with. It's my absolute favorite. It kicks ass. This was the frame that I raced at Drone Worlds, where I took second place overall. Do you guys prefer? I prefer ESC covers. I was killing Cicada 30s, and so I switched because I couldn't keep killing ESCs. Okay, so this is the quad. We'll get it out of the way for now. So, like I said, here's the frame. It comes as a unibody and without these side plates. So I'm going to go over here and grab these. What you'll get in the kit is a set of these. Oops, I'm putting that in the way of the camera. Nylock nuts with screws so that you can take these plates on and off. They actually stay on here pretty well without them, but you need them to keep them on, like, you know, if you do have a little bit of a crash. I like how Bulbufet needs the motor directions. Actually, this thing I use when I'm making build videos, tutorials, so that I can kind of demonstrate what motor directions are. It helps make clear, concise communication of videos. I think price is very competitive to other high-end frames. Thank you. I think so too. I wanted it to be cheaper, but Atmospheric could not swing it. They're a fairly small company, and as a result, they don't have quite the manufacturing throughput to make it any cheaper than it is. I wish, like, I am not even taking a cut of this because I want it to be cheap. It's just, it is one big piece of carbon that is very expensive to cut. So I usually run the screws up from the bottom to put the nylon on the top. Use bits of broken props as ESC covers. Yeah, that's a good idea. The price is going to be around $90, which is the same as other frames that Atmospheric has. I'm not going to clone it anyway. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So yeah, you can get the clone version. I don't care. This is, I mean, I'd prefer you get this one and support Atmospheric and everything that they're doing for the hobby. They're the largest sponsor of MultiGP, for example. Boom, boom, Bulbufet. Way to go at WorldScan. Uber proud of you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Okay. So I'm actually probably going to make this a bit shorter of a stream because I actually have my Powertrain pre-assembled. I've done enough Powertrain builds before, and I wanted the focus of this to be on the frame. So we're going to kind of breeze through this and give opportunities for you guys to ask questions, to talk about things. This is 4mm, yes. If the frame was more reasonably priced, people wouldn't buy the clones. That's a fair point. Overhead is a bitch in a company. Yeah, no kidding. Sorry. Okay, so what I do with this frame when I'm building it, and I've probably built 4 or 5 of these now, either as not as rebuilds, but like as I tear it down and then do a video, and then I tear it down and do some explanation or whatever. So I've like rebuilt it a ton of times as a result of that. So I gotta get some screws out here. Feel free to ask any questions as we go. I probably have an answer for it, except for price and why pre-orders are not up yet. What did I miss? Shoot. Come down to ABQ and fly high quality carbon. Okay. Finished powertrain on the oven. I made a biodegradable quad frame. What? Why don't you like 4-inch frames? 4-inch frames don't save any money. They don't save any weight, and they are not as powerful as 5-inch. So you're making a limitation on yourself for no reason, and I think that is just a mistake. The only benefit is that you're less likely to crash into something, but in my experience, how you fly is much more important than the size of your quad. So like even this, for example, is a much bigger quad than others, and you know, I fly this just as nimbly as I do my 3-inch. That's just kind of the way it's been. There's a fly in my shop, and I'm about to spool up my quad on this guy. That's funny. You should do that and record it. That would be hilarious. The flying ramen says, "Yo, dog." What's up? Digging dog. All right. So we'll get the majority of the way through this and do the giveaway because I promised some of the European guys that I would do this a little bit earlier in the stream. Okay. So this is the quad. When I'm building this, the only thing to keep in mind is that the wires cannot go through the sides here very easily. They have to go through the middle. and that's just an unfortunate reality because of the carbon fiber plates are very close to these standoffs, and so they just have to come around the outside instead of around the inside. It would be a little bit cleaner if they could come around the inside, but that's okay. Do you think there's a product out there that will replace carbon in the near future? I do not know. That is not my area of expertise. So when you're building this, so this is a Furious FPV Combini, one of the cooler flight controllers out there in my opinion. And I'll probably do some videos on the Combini soon. But essentially, so like I was saying, you've got to come on the inside of these standoffs rather than on the outside. So what happens is that with the Combini, with this build, you're keeping everything super low profile, you're keeping everything out of the way, and everything just fits in here real snug. I'll usually put a little bit of mounting tape between my ESCs, and then I'll zip tie over the ESC. So let's go ahead and grab some zip ties and do that part. Where are they? Why did you decide on unibody versus multiple legs? The way the frame is built makes it tricky to make unibody or make removable arms. Just the shape that I wanted does not suit replaceable arms. I have some plans to do potentially a version that has replaceable arms, but it's nowhere near ready. But I'll keep you posted on that. So don't wait for that because it's going to take a while. I'll hit Sean out of the air this race this weekend because he took your first place. Thank you, Zia. I appreciate that. Were those green rubbery things around the ESCs 3D printed? Yes. I got them from FPV Direct. These are the Ready to Fly Quads TS2205, as Hype says. They're pretty sweet, actually. Well, somebody asked race flight. I said, and I'm answering no. I love my Combini running on all my quads. Yep, nice. Combinis are kick-ass. There's some quality issues with the regulators, I'll be honest with you. I'm a Furious pilot, and I'll tell you that straight out. But they are going to be resolved very soon. So if you don't have one, wait a little bit, but they're going to become much better soon. I really want to see how the VTX tray goes in. Okay, let me put these motors on, and then we'll do that real quick. I'm just going to put them in here with a couple of screws. Should have had this ready, but I didn't, because I was out watching DRL. If you guys have any questions about how to put a powertrain together, see any of my other video live stream episodes. I just decided not to do this one because I wanted to keep the focus on the frame rather than trying to figure out how to build this whole machine. Need one more. Let's see. What motors? They are TS2205 motors from Ready to Fly. Just flashed D-shot on my Kiss gear, pretty legit so far. Cool, I've been meaning to try it. What ESC are you using? These are Cicada 20 amps from Furious FPV, which are available on FPV Direct. They have these cool little LEDs built into them. So, honesty question, is this the best quad you've ever flown? In my opinion, yes. Because I designed it to meet the needs that I care about. So there are other quads that are better at other things, but it's all that I care about is addressed in this quad, and that's why I love it to death. It doesn't break. It doesn't. It flies really well. It is just a perfect racing machine, and racing is the thing that I care about the most. So I'm only putting one screw in because I just want to be able to show get everything locked in here. So, VTX, where is my video transmitter? Somebody wanted to see that. I disassembled this thing earlier today so that I could put it together for you. And of course, now I'm not going to be able to find the parts that I disassembled. Ah, here it is. Okay, so it's a two-step process. What I recommend doing is using a little bit of mounting tape to kind of help lock everything in place. But I can't find it right now, so I'm going to say screw it. But I would usually put mounting tape between the video transmitter and this carbon fiber plate. Hey. Get to work, Stu. UAV futures. Woo woo woo, get on this. Very excited to tune in. Pity it's when I'm at the office. I should really be getting work done. Work is for the week. Stu, I won't tell your boss. Nice. So the thing with this plate is it kind of has to go in one, or you have to mount the VTX on one side. There's one side that's longer and one side that's shorter. You want the longer side to be in, okay? And because then that leaves room for the vertical piece to fit. But this one doesn't need a vertical piece because it doesn't have a pigtail. So what I'm going to do is you're able to then take a zip tie. I try to leave the fat piece of the zip tie on the back side so that it doesn't poke, so it's not visible on the front. This is a little bit easier with mounting tape again. Sorry for dropping the ball on that. And just make sure that it's in a position to where you're not going to have it like break the button or something by accident if it gets moved around at all. But I am yet to break a video transmitter using this method, and I'm in love with it. So if you can break it in a non-destructive crash, then I want to hear about it and hear how you did it, so that the next time around we can fix it. So then the VTX, there's these holes here on the bottom with the holes in the bottom of the carbon fiber plate that we just mounted it on, and it literally just sits in there like that. And so now your SMA is out the back, and that's going to be protected by this zip tie hole, which will hold down your antenna. And so we can take the plug from the VTX, which is already wired up, run it down underneath, lock it onto the frame, and then the antenna will mount on that. So then when the top plate comes on, where is it? I was literally just looking at it a second ago. Man, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Well, I'll just steal this one so we can keep moving. What size is that mesh over the wires? I think it's 1/4 inch. I really like how that VTX antenna is mounted. Yep, that's I owe the antenna mounting to the Black Bolt XBR and the Multi-Rotor Mania Switchblade, but the VTX mounting was, I think it was my idea. I don't think I got it from anyone, but we'll see. So if somebody claims that it's theirs, they can have the truth that claim. But anyway, when the top plate's on, the VTX can't move anywhere at all, and the SMA is protected by the antenna being mounted on this back crossbar. How difficult is the Unify to change frequencies? Easy. How do you feel about stackable VTXs? They're okay. I've got some right here. This is a stackable VTX that I'm playing around with. More to come later on that. Let's see. Do I have a camera handy? Yes, I do. So then we'll talk about the HS1177 really quick. Do you like the F60s? They're my favorite motors ever. Crunched on time, estimated giveaway countdown. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Sorry, people keep asking, so I'm going to do it. Just don't leave right when I do it. Okay, so when I do the giveaway, almost every time, what I do is I ask you to comment on a video, and so we're going to do the giveaway right now. People ask me to comment, or what I do is I ask people to just comment on a video that I upload to my channel, and that keeps everything kind of contained within this. I'm not asking you to do anything. Okay, this is the one time that I will ask you to actually do something on my behalf. So I hate to do this. I don't want to, because it's not something that, you know, my brand is really associated with. But in this case, I am going to make that change. Okay. So what you're going to do is I'm going to post a video onto my YouTube channel that is just the Kratos giveaway, just like normal. You'll go there and you'll comment on the video with a link to somewhere on the internet that you have shared this frame, whether that's YouTube, RC groups, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I don't care. But that is, wait, I guess you can't do that with a, yeah. So what you'll do is you'll just say what social media source you posted it on, and I'm gonna trust that you did that. But this is the way that I want you to do it. So if you don't want to do that, don't. I understand. I would be somewhat uncomfortable doing it. If you do and you want to be a part of the contest, do it. If you don't agree with the way that I'm doing things, then don't bother. Please don't enter. Be honest about what you're doing. This is kind of one of those times where it's like kind of like a catch-22, where it's like, this is one thing, this is another. This is the one time when I'm going to ask you to do that. So, okay. Twitter is perfect. Sorry, man, too far. Chris, you lie through your teeth. Anyway, so without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a video and upload it, and you're going to be able to go comment on that video with the social media that you have posted on. I don't get it. No. So I'm gonna post a video, and all you have to do is comment on it. But don't comment on it unless you have truthfully shared somewhere on social media. I don't care where. I don't care what. But yeah, say check out Atmospheric Adventures Kratos. You can link my channel. You can link Atmospheric Adventures. You can link. There's a link in here in the description to the FPV live stream where I talk about the frame. But that's what I want to do. So hold on. We'll upload this video right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to my selfie camera. Nope. Okay. Record. Oh my gosh. Record. Hi, this is Paul Nurkala coming to you live from the FPV live stream. We're doing a giveaway of the Kratos, my new frame that's coming out on Atmospheric Adventures. I've asked everybody that wants to enter the giveaway to comment on this video with the location at which they have shared the frame in some form or another on social media. I trust that you will share it. I will let whoever wins win, but comment on this to get the exact frame that we're working on right now for yourself. So thank you very much, and stay flying. Okay, so I am share the frame in some form or another. Can't find the YouTube share for Pornhub. So yeah, so again, like I said before, like I'm actually really uncomfortable asking for this, and it's the one time that I'm going to do it. So I hope that is okay with you. And my SD card is screwing up, so I got to record that again. Let me start again. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Hi, this is Paul Nerkala. I'm coming to you live from the FPV Livestream, where we're doing a build with the Atmospheric Adventures Kratos. This is a frame that I designed in combination with them, and to enter this contest, upload or leave a comment on this video with the social media network that you shared something about this frame on. I appreciate all of your help in everything that I've done here, and especially in this moment. So thank you. Bye. Okay, let's try that again. Jeez. I would love to have it shared to Facebook. So linking the stream does count. Yes, that would be perfect. Whatever you want to do. I am now going to upload the video. Jeez. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think my SD card might be full or something like that. So we'll see. We'll have to see what's going on with that. So I'm going to YouTube. And I'm going to do, let's see, upload this one, Kratos giveaway thread, public, upload. Okay, so that's uploading right now. Continue on our build while that's going. Once that is finished, somebody let me know, and we will then start the video. Let's see. Check out r/Southwest Pod Racing on Reddit. Isn't that the Sean Taylor's group? How are you going to choose? Oh yeah, how am I going to choose? I'm going to use a random comment picker. So whoever you guys will post. No, the Kratos is not on the site yet. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if you don't win the giveaway, then is the internet poop? No. Is it still working? Are we good? I think it was the upload. I think the upload messed it up. Waiting. Anyway, so the what was I saying? I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm super frazzled. This is like one of the last minute starts again, and it just always messes with me when I do it. Do you fly here in ABQ? No, I fly in. How are you picking winner? Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So there's a tool called the YouTube Random Comment Picker. So you guys are gonna go comment on that video. The video is up, and you can go check it out now. So just click on my channel, go over, leave your comment with the social media that you shared on. In about 10 minutes, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to pick a comment randomly using a tool online, and I'll show you that whole process here on the screen. So share anything about the frame or about the channel that you can anywhere on social media. I don't care where. Anyway, so okay, so I'm gonna in 10 minutes, so 10:04, I'm gonna go ahead and do that pick, and in the meantime, we'll continue working on the frame. So back to the frame. Sorry about that. So yeah, again, thanks for bearing with me on the kind of weird format for that. It's the one time that I'm gonna ask you to do that, and I appreciate all of your support in every possible way. So with the camera, I want to show you my kind of new sneaky way of mounting cameras that doesn't totally suck like normal, because I hate mounting HS1177s to death. Okay, so these are 2mm or 1.5, I don't remember, millimeter screws. They're like what comes with like motors that have the cap that you have to screw onto the top. I work at Hobby Town, man, come on. Can you have a separate FP and PDB with this frame? Yes, absolutely. The frame that I was showing earlier does. How do we enter again? I just uploaded a video. Comment on that video with the social media that you shared this video on. Okay, and so what I do is I take that and I run it through a nylon nut, like you would use to hold your flight controller down. I put that through the plate, and I put that whole apparatus into the camera. And this just gives that whole thing a ton more bite on the edge of the camera. I'm struggle busing with it. I promise it works. And so this is going to make a much tighter connection, and it's going to keep the camera from twisting around all the time. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense at all, but it's going to keep the camera from able to not turn as much. Same on the other side. Screw, nut, plate, camera. This camera happens to be busted, so it's not working as well. But trust me that it's way better than anything else you've ever seen. It makes me not totally hate HS1177s. Then you can plug in the camera. Drop the camera onto the quad. And boom, your camera's mounted. So like I said, this camera casing is busted, but oh boy. What's the giveaway? The frame is the giveaway. Yeah, someone linked a video when it goes live. The video is live, just go to my profile. I forget, is the Runcam Eagle at 2.1 or 2.8? I think they sell it in different versions. So, yeah. Anyway, then this top, so normally you'd put a receiver in here. I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm keeping the stream a little bit shorter than usual, just because I've shown you 100,000 builds, and I'm going to actually do a full build video for this frame when it comes closer to coming out. And so now you can see that the whole thing is mounted better. But we forgot to put a standoffs on. Where's the video? It's on my profile on YouTube. Unit cost, not totally sure yet. So there's 4 standoffs total that really are just there to hold the top plate on. Okay, we got 6 minutes to go to share and put comments. So VTX mount goes there, camera mount goes here. Oh my gosh, this camera is totally boned. I'm gonna grab a different one. It's driving me crazy. Hope I didn't miss the giveaway. No, we have, we got another 5 minutes, probably. I'm excited about the frame. I love this VTX. It's so well protected. Yeah, I love that too. I'm a big, big fan of that way. I hope that it will continue to last as long as it has. It's, yeah, 2 months I haven't broken a VTX, which is outrageous for me because I broke, and Hype or someone can attest to it, I broke them like once a week before I started doing it this way. So, yeah, I'm pretty freaking pumped about those results so far. You have to sign the frame. I can sign the frame if the winner wants. And your hat. No, you can't have my hat. ESCs are from Furious FPV sold through FPV Direct. That is correct. I like the colors of the hardware. Yeah, it's nice and shiny. I like the motor wire sheathing. Yeah, I did that because it was I did this for a pretty build for the pictures that are on the FPV Livestream website. So I don't always do that, but you can definitely see how I did that. I think I bought the motor wire sheathing at fpvhq.com or .co, I think is their URL. Okay, so camera in the plate, you can see that I have it lowered all the way on these things. So you can raise the camera up, like if you're going to do a top-mounted battery, because it's not going to protect the camera as well. You can push the camera up inside the frame, but I always fly it down at the bottom because I have the battery bottom mounted, so it helps protect the camera actually, and that puts you down into the center of the ailerons. It's going to make it fly better. And again, there's going to be a video going live tomorrow that will contain a link to where you can buy this quad, as well as give a lot more explanation, a lot more clearly than I am right now, because I'm much better when I have a chance to sit down and think than I do live. So, quad mounted up. We've got everything hooked on. I've got the standoffs installed this time, unlike last time. Anyone read Grapes of Wrath? Love these live streams. Thank you so much. Sorry, this one's a little bit shorter and a little bit weirder. How do you keep track of camera angle, or are you just eyeballing it? I am just eyeballing it. How would you say a Stretch X handles versus a standard X? I would say that it is, it flies what I call tighter in the corners. It hooks is the word I use, better around turns, and that's the way that I say that it flies. Is it hooks things. It's a little bit different. Okay, so I'm just going to put 2 of those in for now, because we're obviously not doing a total build right now. Camera is in there. It's protected. There's no way for a strike to happen on the camera because there's these top plates and the cow catcher. While the camera does stick out the bottom like that, when you put the battery on the bottom and strap it in, it protects the camera too. So the camera is perfectly well protected. You should ask for a wad of his beard with the frame, such a sexy frame. Thank you. Very simple frame to work on. Yes, that was the goal. Why didn't you use the nylon nuts when you're mounting the HS1177 this time? Because the run cam has a better screw. But yeah. All right, Grapes of Wrath. Let's see. How do I join the giveaway? Go to my profile and comment on the video. How heavy is the drone you're building? Let's see. This one. Let's see. As it stands, is 258, but that's a lie because there are no props and there is no receiver and there is no antenna. So I have built this as light as 300 grams. My average build ends up being about 330. Just because I use really big motors and big props. So like with this one here, it's going to be a little bit heavier. Yeah, 360, but that's because I have 36 gram motors on each corner. Got these big ass ESC protectors. I've got a long VTX cable. There's what you call it, dual lock on the bottom, which is really heavy. This antenna is heavy, so the weight kind of adds up. But this quad right here that's sitting right here is the one that I took second at Worlds with. Weight doesn't matter. Looks like you fixed the very real problems with the simple solutions. Thank you. Go to my channel as sub for RC vids. It is lighter. The alien frame is about 130 grams. This by itself is 100 and 1004. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Can I lift my 12-pound cat? Probably not. Okay, I'm switching over to desktop mode, and we're gonna do the giveaway. Desktop. Okay. Okay, so you should see my screen. I'm going to go to Random Comment Picker. I'm also going to go to YouTube. So this is YouTube Random Comment Picker. I use this on every episode when we do a giveaway. And I'm going to the giveaway thread here. We've already got 105 views. I love that. I'm scrolling down. We got 12 likes. Nice. And here's our comments. So I'm going to go ahead and share this, paste, load comments. And it's going to pull all of the comments that people have left. 123 comments. Oh, I love it. That's awesome. We got 100, almost 150 people watching right now. So we're doing the giveaway. All I have to do is go back and click this button, randomly pick the winner. And I'm going to click the button. Just kidding. Anyway, click it now. Randomly pick winner. It's searching, it's thinking, and it was picked with Daniel Canham. Shared on Facebook on the Quad Father group. Thanks for the awesome stream and the awesome frame you got. Cool. So this goes to Daniel. Please reload the comments. Sorry, it was too late. Daniel Canham. Didn't. That was the first comment, so I wouldn't either. And it froze. Trolled. He's here. You get it? Frame's yours. Rigged. You guys always. Oh man, damn it! Congrats. Damn. Yeah, sorry. I wish I had more to give away. Like I wanted to give away like a shit ton of them, but the freaking. I should probably show my face again. The Atmospheric Adventures doesn't have a ton of working capital to go with, so it's kind of like, oh well. But yeah, so there you go. Daniel Canham, you win a Atmospheric Adventures Kratos. And this one's actually kind of a special edition because this was the this is kind of like the OG. Like this was cut at the CNC at Atmospheric Adventures. It's not one of the production run. So there you go. You are more than welcome to check this out and have some fun. You're just getting the frame. You're not getting all the electronics. But yeah. Anyway, let me grab an antenna and put that on there real quick for you. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta find one. Sure, how about a spiral net? A really nasty spiral net. How much is the frame on the site? I believe that it will be around $90. I do not have the official number. So, you can screw the VTX antenna in and out just like that. You can see that it's all super accessible. The button's right there. You can see all of the channels that you want. And then you screw the antenna in, and then all you need to do is put a zip tie over the top of the antenna for the best antenna mounting system ever. Like, I am just in love with it. Like, so there's a zip tie hole, so you thread up one end, around, and down the other. And then put it through the zip tie. Cut off the excess. And voila, antenna mounted, perfectly protected, the VTX. So like if this even gets ripped, it's gonna put all the force on that zip tie. So that's pretty crazy awesome. If you guys live in the southwest region of USA, check out r/Southwest Pod Racing. Awesome. Yeah, do it. I'm totally okay with you promoting that here. So what I want to show you is that with 6-inch props, Spironet, for example, these can't even touch it. So if you stick it straight out the back, it fits. If you lean it up, it fits. If you want it to go straight out, if you want it to go up at an angle, everything fits there with this Spironet. With some smaller antennas, it doesn't fit as well. You either have to go straight out back or straight up like that at an angle, both of which provide good reception depending on the kind of course you're flying. So that's with 6-inch props. But then with 5-inch, here, I just have these lying around, sorry. You know, you have much more clearance, and it works beautifully. Never broken antenna pulls out an absolutely. I never said it didn't break an antenna. I said it doesn't break VTXs. You'll put more screw on the motor. I will. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not actually going to be building and flying this one. So that's how it goes. That's how I do it. So I am only making a 6-inch version of this frame because I believe in the wider stance. The wider stance actually creates better stability. What's happening is that when each motor is further away from the center of mass of the frame, what you're doing is you're creating a little bit extra leverage by having it further away from the center of mass, and as a result, it's going to be more stable and it's going to fly much better. So this is the way to go. This is motor size is like, I don't have a long enough caliper, unfortunately, but I believe it's like 235, 235 motor. So it's a little bit bigger than 220, which is the standard 6-inch square frame, but it's 235, which is a little bit, because it's a little bit longer than it is wide. But yeah, so this is the Atmospheric Adventures Kratos. Do you guys want to see one fly? I mean, I've got these other ones here that are flying just fine, so we can throw one of those in there if you want. I'm not going to fly this one because, like I said, I just wanted to kind of do a quick stream tonight that's very focused on this frame that we've got here. How much does it flew with 5-inch? I don't understand. Moment of torque about the center. Yes, exactly. Kira shots as a participation prize, please. There are tons on my Facebook. Okay, and so the way that I do my battery mounting is, again, I put dual lock because of the camera positioning. You need some kind of dual lock or rubber to keep the battery from sliding forward. And then I have a longer VTX cable which hooks into the side of the Velcro or the battery strap. Strap it over and then turn and plug it in here. Let me get my radio real quick, which is right here. Can we collab on a frame test video where we full speed head on the hyphy and a Kratos to see if we can explode the universe? Yes. Did I win the frame yet? No. You ran 6-inch in qualifiers and 5-inch in the mains? Yes. Pre-order expected tonight or tomorrow? Pre-order is expected tomorrow. In the link of this video, there's a pre-order sign-up, which is just an email address place. But I will be releasing a video that will have a link to the actual official pre-order. So here we go. Let me get a little more light. We always do hover tests, so I figured we might as well this time. This one is flying really well already, so it's not really that fair. Okay. Let's see if you can see. Okay. Oh, failure of a landing. Anyway. So, but yeah, so like I said, this is a bit heavier of a frame, but that's kind of the way that I like to fly. I don't think weight matters very much. For example, Jordan Temkin set the multi-GP UTT3 time trial with a GoPro on his quad, so that quad was even 50 grams more heavy than this, and he set the fastest lap there. So what matters is how you fly and how the quad flies, and that's what I think. Wait, didn't have props 5 servings, ask it now, and it does. What the fuck? Are you running 4 motor screws on the front, 2 on the back? No, I have 4 on each. Oh, there's only 2 on that one, yeah. I think I actually broke a motor in a crash at a multi-GP event the other day, and it was an emergency swap, so there's only 2 in that. Law flies a 6-inch frame inside, that's how you lose an eye. I did a barrel roll, too, if you didn't see it. Yeah, I actually have 3 of these. So there's this one, and this one. But these are like my dedicated main racing rigs. So these are pretty much the thing I fly the most, almost all the time. So like most people have like a racing quad and a freestyle quad. I have racing quads, and so that's kind of just the way life is for me right now. So these two here on the left are exactly identical. Heavy quad moving fast is great in the wind. Yeah, that's true. But so I mean, it's not heavy. I mean, it is only 300. If you build it right, you can easily do it for 320 grams. I'm using the F60 T-motor motors, which are stupid heavy. They're like 36 or 37 grams each, and that's obnoxiously heavy. Like you should be able to have a 30-gram motor, which is going to take 20 grams off of your entire quad right there. So that's bringing you down to the 300 easily. So don't worry about how much it weighs for what my configuration is. This is just the way that I like to fly. I like high angle props spinning at somewhat high kV, and that's what this one is. So that's just how it is. The frame with the mounting hardware by itself is 95 grams. That's it. Okay. Do a video on changing the sound on ESCs. Okay. It's called multi-shot. Love the sleeved cables. Thank you. 2-blade props more efficient, not faster. 2-blade props are more efficient and they are faster. What motors do you recommend for a 4-inch freestyle? 2205, 26 or 2700 kV of the lightest weight you can find. Howdy from CDR. Hey, 2 blades are more efficient and faster. Yes. How do you get the theme song ESC boot up sound? I want that. Check out multi-shot. $1 per gram, you guys. Anyway, so congratulations to Daniel Canham. I'm so glad that you had a chance to come by and win it. Thanks for everyone for stopping by. I really, really appreciate all of the support that you've given me, and thanks for helping me share the story about this quad and what's going on. And this has been a huge adventure. I'm super excited about all of it. I've got a video coming out tomorrow to share a little bit more about about this quad, something that's a little bit more direct and connected and consistently messaged rather than just me kind of rambling at a camera. And that will contain the link to the official pre-order page, which did not get posted quite in time for this video or this live stream, so I apologize for that, but that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbled today. Love the focusing chart in the back. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Awesome video. Looking forward to doing a build with this. Good. It's going to be fun. Why did it make a one-piece frame without replaceable arms? Because it's lighter and stronger. Did anyone see that Hitler reaction on D-Shot? Yes, that was hilarious. Anyway, so if you want to get notified when the pre-order goes live, there's a link where you can leave your email address to get emailed when it goes live, and I will send that out to everyone that is interested in that. Otherwise, look for my video tomorrow or over the next couple of days when the pre-order page does go live, and we'll get you hooked up. Everything should be going up soon. Okay, but yeah, so wait, hold on. Don't leave yet. 1 second. I'm just checking one thing. Okay, yeah, nope. So yeah, leave your email if you want to get notified. If you don't. Thank you everybody for stopping by. It's been a blast to see all of you. Like I said, or like I always say, if you're a first-time guest, I'm so glad that you're here. If this is a second-time visit for you, they will have enough stock. We're just doing pre-orders for the first couple days so that we can place one full order to make sure that we got everybody. Did it come from the name of the God of War? Yes. Atmospheric Adventures names all of their quads after gods, so we had to pick a name that was a god. So yeah, pre-orders are happening so that we can make sure that everybody gets one, and then we'll order stock after that based on whether or not people liked it. XJet, Spotulator Mate. Wow. Hi, that's Bruce, right, from New Zealand. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what's going on. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Congratulations to Daniel, and thank you everyone for stopping by this episode of the FPV live stream. It's been a blast boring you on this Thursday night, but you have an amazing night. Take care and stay flying.